The views and opinions provided on this show are for informational purposes only and should not be misinterpreted as an offer to buy or sell any securities or to make or consider any investment or course of action. For more information, please go to passiveinvestorshow.com. Hey PI listeners, this is John Fortes. I'm making it a point to speak to as many investors as possible. My goal is to position myself to be a blessing to my network through conversation. How could one be a blessing through conversation? The easy answer is by listening. A simple conversation can open many opportunities and doors. I always ask myself this: what do I have to lose by having one more conversation? Going back to high school, I've connected friends and family in my network to one another, even if it didn't benefit me. And I continue those same principles and practices. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. If I can't help you, I probably know someone or something that can probably solve your problem. I'd love for you to become a part of that network. Go to www.johnfortes.com, create your investor profile, and schedule a call. How can I best serve you through conversation? In the words of Clarence the Angel from It's a Wonderful Life, no man is a failure who has friends.
And now, the Passive Investor Show. Here's your host, John Fortes.
Welcome, PI listeners, to the Passive Investor Show. I'm the Passive Investor Consultant, John Fortes, your host of the only ranked podcast for passive investors in multifamily syndications and real estate funds. Our goal and purpose of this show is to be a resource to investors and help them master their passive investments by beating inflation 1% at a time. And we're back, and just in case you didn't get enough of Dave Thompson, we brought him back for our infamous Quick Hitter series. Dave is founder and CEO of Thompson Investing, and if you want to learn more, revert back to a previous episode earlier this week. It's great to have you back, Dave. Thank you for your time.
John, great to be here again.
I appreciate you. Dave, how did you set up your CRM, and how are you tagging your investors in your database?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I use MailChimp as my CRM tool, and when we get investors onboarded to a particular deal, we'll tag them to the deal that they're in, and it helps me keep track of, someone calls me, sends me an email or something like that. I can quickly understand what deals they've been into, what kind of conversation I'm going to have with them. If there's a question about a deal that's maybe not working out as well as we imagined, and I'm prepared for those conversations. But yeah, I simply tag those folks in MailChimp. I have lists for the common things. I have a general list database for it's called master list. We have a list for what are called qualified investors that can see certain deals that are accredited type of deals. The master list is great for like a newsletter, general outreach. People want to know what you're reading. I do a blog. I'll link my blog in there in my newsletter. That's a once a month thing. But so that's that MailChimp helps me create different lists, which are very valuable to me. And then within a particular investor profile, when I have a conversation with them, I can record information on those conversations. I love that way. I can go back and say, hey, we just talked like 3 months ago. Here's a topic, or hey, your wife just had a baby. How's everything? It gives me a chance to really kind of help develop that relationship. Like they're a person. They're not just an investor with me, but they're more of a person. And the more I can do that, a CRM tool can help me with past conversations and just try to review that before I have a call with them to see what we need to talk about outside of just the investing. If I can get some human relationship type discussions going in there, fine. But I think I mentioned earlier, John, I'm probably one of the least high-tech persons I know, even though I worked in high tech for many years. I kind of laugh about that. And, I want simple tools around me, powerful tools. I'm sure I use maybe 10% of MailChimp's capabilities. And there's probably a ton more out there. I'm always getting updates from them. But I try to keep my business simple. It's spreadsheets initially to capture people I have that are coming through my website. They come through my website. They get a download of something free. I capture their information. My spouse who works with me in the business, she'll put that into a spreadsheet. And then what we'll do is she'll send an introductory letter email to them. saying thanks for downloading the ebook, and here's what we do. And I'd love to get a 30-minute conversation with you. We try to get people to have a phone call with us, and we can qualify them. And all of that information is then uploaded into the CRM tool once we have those calls. I don't want to put a lot of stuff in the CRM tool if it's just people hitting the website, or they're not serious about really developing a relationship with us now. They may go into our mail list because they may not want to have a conversation right now. So they may get our newsletter, but I really don't want to put them, into, there's not going to be any deals yet. So they're not going on any specific deal lists. I do have a list for prospective investors who I don't know if they're qualified or not. Those would be people that I could reach out to. I said, okay, over the last 3 months, who haven't I talked to? And I think we mentioned that earlier, is that I find if someone comes to your website and you don't get a chance to talk to them in the first 1, 2, or 3 months, they'll probably never talk to you. It's just, something was on their mind. So you really want to try to get, from my standpoint, if I can get 30 to 60 minutes with you, I have a really good shot at having you and really develop a relationship with you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want to have a good rapport with you, understand who you are, your objectives, and, really get to know you as a person and what's going on. If it's not a fit, I'll tell you, and you'll tell me. Most of the time they're curious. So I'll usually put them on the newsletter. Hey, just see what we're doing and check us out for a while. And then when we have a new deal, if I've already talked to them and qualified, and I'll send out new deal alerts through MailChimp, and I'll hit certain target lists that people are already qualified. So it's return investors and people who are qualified but aren't return investors yet. So they can receive my one-page deal alert to see if they're interested in doing a deal.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. And how often are you sending out newsletters to all of your contacts? And
that's once a month. Yeah, that's once a month. I find the cadence, beyond 1 month would be too much. I think too long of a delay. There's enough stuff happening. And I do see people putting out kind of like quasi newsletters once a week. And I'm like, it just kind of too much. I know people in the social media world say, daily, twice a week. So I'm not here to coach anybody on that aspect of it. I know my cadence and my lifestyle, how my business works. And 90% of my investors are return investors. And I'm already hitting them with monthly reports. Some of them are in 5 or 10 deals with me. They're getting monthly reports from me. So they're seeing my logo and name going out there. Plus they're getting it once a month. Plus if I have a new deal alert. So I feel like that's enough from me. I don't need to kill them. Otherwise they might just put me in the trash.
Hey, all the more incentive to invest in a fund, because you get one communication regarding the update of the fund instead of 5 deals. So that's I appreciate you sharing, man. Dave, thanks for coming back on the show, man. I really appreciate you. How can we stay in touch with you?
Yeah, I mean, the website's thompsoninvesting.com, all one word. That's a place you can go. You can download my free ebook, Riches and Niches, which I would encourage you to do for free. And that automatically leaves some information for me, and I'll reach out to you via email and see if there's an interest in talking. It's very subtle. If you're interested, great. And then I got my calendar there. We can have a conversation, see what you're doing, and if there's something there that we can work on together. My email is david@thompsoninvesting.com. Okay, thanks, John.
Thanks for coming on, man. Thank you for stopping by. We really enjoyed the conversation again, man. Thank you, man. Don't forget to download your free copy of the investment tracker. It allows you to track up to 5 investments, compare sponsors, markets, and most importantly, projected versus actual returns. To get your copy, go to www.projectedreturns.com. PI listeners, thank you for listening. As always, we hope this was the best resource for your investment strategy, but also the best use of your time. Remember, if this episode helps you, you can help us by leaving a review on iTunes. I hope you feel compelled enough to share it with someone you think this would resonate with as well. As much as it pains us to leave you, but you know what time it is. Time to go put this into practice. Till the next time we meet, happy investing. PI listeners, I'm grateful for your time and I appreciate you for listening. It would mean the world to me if you went to iTunes and left a rating and written review. Let me know how you feel about the show. It really makes a big difference with getting the podcast out there. Don't forget about our Facebook group, where all of our guests are members of. I'll be there to answer any of your questions, or even questions you might have for future guests. Subscribe so you can get the latest episodes and our fan favorite quick hitters. Finally, I want to keep you updated, so head over to johnfortes.com and sign up for the newsletter. If you're interested in partnering with me, sign up on the contact page so you can talk to me directly. I look forward to connecting with you. Happy investing.